Hello, my name is Andre Ditto and this is Ditto Fitness. Thank you for tuning in. Today, I'd like to talk to you about a few issues that will make a significant difference in your health. I'd like to talk to you first about an amino acid called L-carnitine. L-carnitine is a fantastic amino acid to take for heart health, for keeping plaque out of the arteries. It's almost like the rotor-rooter for your arteries. It's just great stuff. I'd like to read you an article from Life Extension magazine, and the president of Life Fitness, Bill Falloon, is a very progressive, avant-garde guy who puts out a lot of great information about how to really take care of yourself without worrying about taking all these medicines and all these pills and so on, by helping yourself with supplements and just very natural helpers to your body. So the article I found in Life Extension magazine is called Rebuttal to Attack Against Carnitine. And what really surprised me about this is a study done by the Mayo Clinic. And it looks like it was quite an extensive study. I'd like to read you a couple of paragraphs about it. And just to show you that the natural way to take care of your body has now really sort of invaded, in a sense, the orthodoxy, the way that everybody is known to take care of themselves by going to the doctor and bringing a prescription to the pharmacy. This is really starting to have a remarkable effect on how doctors practice medicine. So let me get to the article. Once again, the name of the article is Rebuttal to Attack Against Carnitine. On April 13th, 2013, a meta-analysis performed by the Mayo Clinic was released that looked at 36,000 patients and found huge cardiac benefits in those who supplemented with L-carnitine. The study represented the largest, most powerful scientific review of carnitine's cardiovascular benefits to date. Let me comment on that for a moment. So what they're saying is, in simpler terms, they're saying that they did a study with 3,600 people, and they gave them L-carnitine in a certain percentage, I would assume certain milligrams. And it had this tremendous effect on them as far as their heart health is concerned. When we talk about cardiac benefits, obviously we're talking about our heart. Carnitine benefits you most, in my opinion, when you're active. When you're out there exercising, you're doing your cardiovascular work, meaning riding a bike, you're running, you're on a treadmill, you're on an elliptical machine, and your heart is pumping. Anything, race walking can do that for you. Anything that gets your heart rate up, your metabolic rate higher than it normally is when your heart starts to work. And carnitine gets in there because the blood vessels start to expand. And carnitine gets in there and sort of acts like an abrasive, like a cleanser. As I said earlier, it's like your rotor-rooter for your arteries and your veins. And it gets in there and just cleans out any plaque that might be in there. And it helps you to have a stronger heart. It helps you to have a stronger heart rate. So that means you'll have lower beats per second. And when you have your pulse taken, you'll notice you'll have a better resting pulse as well. And after finishing exercise, which is the other benefit, is that your recovery time will be a lot less. That means your heart will recover quicker. The beats per minute will be a lot quicker in recovery, which is very important, because you don't want your heart to be at a high heart rate for very long, unless you're a conditioned athlete. That's a totally different ballgame. But for us, sort of everyday people who are not quite novices, but are regular exercise people, and those who are really into fitness or somewhere in between, want to be aware of the fact that we want to take care of our heart that way. Let me read the next part of this article. The Mayo Clinic study found carnitine supplementation was associated with a 27% in all-cause mortality, a 65% in ventricular arrhythmias, and a 40% reduction in angina symptoms in patients who had experienced a heart attack. The media largely overlooked this favorable report, however. That's pretty amazing. Basically, what that just said is that the Mayo Clinic continued their study, and they found that there was a 65% in reduction, in ventricular arrhythmias. That means when your heart is beating, your arrhythmia, that's your electrical pulse of the heart that's beating. And they found that the study was able to lower or sort of bring more control to the electrical beat to your heart, which is such a significant point. And that is significant because of the fact that you don't want your heart to be out of an electrical pulse, obviously, because then if your heart stops, we have a big problem. But besides that, you want your heart to be at a steady rhythm all the time. You want it to be at a steady beat all the time, and that is huge. And so L-carnitine was able to affect that by 65%, which is pretty amazing. There was a 40% reduction in angina symptoms. Angina symptoms are when you feel that tightness in your chest, when you feel like you may lose your breath for a second or two, when you just feel like, you just feel like you're just not comfortable in the chest area. That's usually angina. Angina is usually a pretty sudden but sharp pain in the chest. And it can last anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds with most people. But then it goes away. And that's usually from having blockage in your arteries. There's no question about it. That's usually the cause of it. There could be other extenuating circumstances, but that is usually the first cause of why you have angina. So allowing yourself to take a supplement like L-carnitine can reduce that by 40%. Once again, it goes back to the plaque factor. Not having plaque in your arteries can stop things like angina. It can stop ventricular arrhythmias for sure. And I'll get into that in a little while as far as how we can reduce or even rid our bodies of such things. It's pretty amazing that one of the institutions that is in the mainstream that we have a lot of respect for, the Mayo Clinic, was able to determine such findings with the supplement L-carnitine. The article goes on, it's quite extensive actually, to talk about what else L-carnitine does and what other effects it has on the heart. This is the latest issue of Life Extension. This is the August 2013 issue of Life Extension. I would suggest that if you want to see it, you can go online and just look up Life Extension and look for August 2013. And once again, the article is called Rebuttal to Attack Against Carnitine, excuse me. It's a great article. I just wanted to touch on it and just give you an idea and just provide you with a little bit of information of how you can take care of the heart here. What I'd like to do now is move to the next topic, which actually falls right into what we were just talking about. I'd like to talk about what is known as the mitochondria. The mitochondria is the sort of the power center of your cells. It's the sort of the energy catalyst, the energy conduit that allows you to just feel good, physically, that is. It gives you the energy to do exercise, to carry out your everyday task. We produce billions of cells every day. And some cells last longer than others, and so our body naturally disposes of these cells through various methods. I mean, they're filtered through the kidneys, where it's filtered through the lungs, etc. And the body is just an amazing machine that way. But the mitochondria is what fuels our cells and sort of, in some senses, keeps us young. By having healthy cells in our body, as we all know, it gives us the ability to live. It gives us the ability to fight off diseases and infections quite efficiently. When we have problems with the cells in our bodies and we start to have sort of lack of healthy mitochondria in our body, that's where disease comes in. That's where the cells and the physical system starts to break down. I'd like to read a little excerpt here from, once again, from Life Extension Magazine. And the title of the piece is called Why We Need Mitochondria. Found inside the body cells, mitochondria are responsible for producing our primary source of energy, which is called adenosine triphosphate, better known as ATP. ATP provides at least 95% of cellular energy that powers all living functions. ATP, once again, is an amino acid that the body produces naturally. It's part of a cycle that the body produces and helps keep our cells healthy. A lot of that comes from exercise. It's a major factor in producing ATP in our body. Certainly the fuels that we put in our body will help create ATP in our body. Very important. Let me go on and read the next part of the article. Unfortunately, a byproduct of this energy generation is the formation of a huge stream of free radicals. Free radicals are the molecules that possess a free electron, a property that makes them react with other molecules in a volatile and highly destructive ways. Free radicals are just cells that have an extra electron. If you remember your science from way back when, and this was really talked about, but it was talked about in a different manner when we talked about free radicals. But basically what a free radical is a cell that has an extra electron charge, which creates an imbalance, which basically can do damage to the body because we always want a balance in our cells. There's always a higher number of good cells than bad cells in our body, and we want to keep it that way. We always want to keep replenishing the good cells. Let me continue reading. Free radicals attack the structure of our cell membranes, creating metabolic waste products that disturb the DNA and RNA production, interfere with the synthesis of protein, and destroy important cellular enzymes. RNA and DNA. RNA and DNA are proteins that our bodies produce that keep our cells healthy. Once again, RNA and DNA determine whether we're going to get cancer or we're going to, possibly have a stroke. The RNA and DNA make up who we are. They are sort of our lifeline to how our life is going to play out, so to speak. How our life, as far as health and wellness is concerned, is going to show us how we're going to live. Once again, I can't stress this enough. Exercise, diet, which I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes, and just keeping a positive attitude in life is what helps produce all this positive energy, these good cells. It helps keep the structure of our RNA and DNA intact, but it keeps all those healthy cells in the body and helps to expel all these negative cells, all these these free radicals, as I said, and just keeps the body healthier, and it keeps us in a much more positive mode and much more positive outlook. I'd like to just read the last part of the article here. Free radicals attack the structure of our cell membranes, creating metabolic waste products that disturb the RNA and DNA production, interfere with the synthesis of protein, and destroy the cellular enzymes. Vital tissues and molecules decay under the assaults of free radicals. In addition, free radical disruption of cell mechanics creates mutant cells, which are linked to cancer and cellular aging. Once again, as I just said, free radicals are very bad for us. We want to continue to sort of flush them out of our system, just keep expelling them. As the article just stated, and I summarized that right before I read it, is the fact that we have to keep our bodies healthy. If you want to have a great quality of life as you get older, you've heard so many stories, and you may have experienced it firsthand or just secondhand through other people, how when you age, everybody talks about how life goes downhill, how things change and you're not able to function the way you used to, and how you just don't feel as well as you did when you were, in your 20s and 30s. To some extent, I guess that seems to be like the belief of the natural process. And what I'm saying is it doesn't have to be. I'm saying that you can have a great quality of life and enjoy yourself into your 50s, 60s, 70s, however long you may live. You can actually prolong your life by just paying attention to the signals that your body gives off to you and how your body responds to just everyday life and what you're doing. The focus here is the inner body here, the mitochondria, the RNA, the DNA, the proteins in your body, the free radicals, these negative cells that I talk about. Do a little research. This is a great magazine to start if you're not very familiar, because it's in very layman's terms. Very easy to read, very easy to understand, and the authors really lay this out for you where you can really understand what's going on here. It's very easy. And once again, you can change this by just doing things differently. Start out by just getting up in the morning. Instead of taking the train right near your house, how about walking an extra 5 or 6 blocks? Start simple. Your body will go from just, not exercising to that little bit of change, and then adding diet change. It'll seem like it'll seem like a miracle to you. It'll seem like your body has just said, wow, I really feel good now. And you'll start to be encouraged by this, and you'll start to do more and more exercise. You'll start to eat better, which I'm going to address in a moment. And you'll just start, your outlook will start to change. So, be aware of your biological structure is what I'm trying to tell you. Be aware of the mitochondria, of what's going on in your body, your DNA, your RNA. Just be aware of what your body's telling you day to day, and I'm sure that you'll start to feel better and you'll have a much more positive outlook on life. My name is Andre Ditto, and this is Ditto Fitness. Thank you for joining us today. We've been talking about various topics here today, but the focus has been changing our lifestyle, changing the quality of our lives, and being able to just have a better quality of life, finding alternatives to just taking a pill, whether it be something prescribed by a doctor or something I am sharing with you, and just taking a more positive interest in what's going on in your body. Right now, I'd like to talk to you about the benefits of changing your diet. I'm going to touch on this today, and in a future show, I'll go more in depth with you here. Once again, I found an article in Life Extension magazine, and it talks about the vascular benefits of a Mediterranean diet, validated in new huge study. In case you're not familiar, the Mediterranean diet is obviously from Europe. It talks about a lot of fish oils and eating fish and eating a lot of grains, eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, which is, in my opinion, an excellent diet. But I personally believe that diets are good for a temporary fix, a temporary solution. We have to make lifestyle changes. We have to make this a way of life in order for it to be a permanent change. But anyway, I'd like to read just an excerpt from the article here, and just to share some information with you. A large, rigorous study published in the New England Journal of Medicine, once again, a well-known medical establishment that we all respect, confirmed the health benefits of those who switched to a Mediterranean diet rich in omega-3 fish oil, as well as the protective nutrients called polyphenols found in olive oil, fruits, vegetables, nuts, walnuts, and wine. Any kind of healthy oils, as were mentioned, omega-3, fish oils, nuts, walnut oil, cashew nut oil, almond oil, any kind of healthy oils complemented with fruits and vegetables will change the interior of your body. They get in there and flush out the kidneys. They flush out the intestines. They just lubricate the joints. They make your heart healthy. Once again, getting in there, as I talked about L-carnitine, fish oils have some of the benefit of getting into your arteries, getting into your veins, and cleaning out that plaque that maybe have been in there for years. Getting into the intestine and cleaning out that gunk that might be in there from years ago. Eating as far as I'm concerned, a plant-based diet is, for me, the only way to eat. I've been a vegan now for 20 years, and it's probably the best thing I've ever done. Switching from a meat-based diet and watching the benefits of my body change dramatically, and just my outlook change so much from just by eating differently. So what I'm trying to say is that let's change. Let's try to get out of our comfort zone a little bit and try to do things differently. Try to be healthier. Try to just have a more positive outlook. And these are some of the ways that you can. Let me continue to read the rest of the excerpt here from the article. The study ended early because the benefits were so overwhelming, with startling benefits of vascular health, that it's considered to be unethical to continue to deprive the control group. In addition to the health-promoting benefits of vegetables and fruits, with their abundance of polyphenol nutrients, the Mediterranean diet group took at least 4 tablespoons of polyphenol-rich olive oil a day. Polyphenols are plant-based. What they do is get into the body and just help with cell health. Once again, helping get rid of the free radicals. Once again, getting into the body and cleaning out the intestines. Anything that is plant-based is going to do this for you. Fish, particularly salmon, excellent food. It's got omega-6 fatty acids in there, gets in there and once again cleans out the the plaque and the gunk in your intestines that's probably been in there for quite a long time. And just you start to lose weight instantly when you get away from from a meat-based diet. Your body starts to feel relieved, and it just loosens up everything, so to speak. And you'll notice you're starting to lose weight. Your skin is starting to clear up. You're starting to get more flesh tone. You're starting to feel more energized. You may even sleep less because your body's not working as hard to digest, but also your heart is getting healthier because it's getting more oxygen in the blood, which means that you're getting rid of more free radicals. You got more mitochondria in the cells that are lasting longer, and most importantly, you're getting rid of the plaque in your heart. You're getting rid of those possible anginas, if you're having them, those pains that are so sudden you just feel like, oh, ouch. That's not supposed to be. So by switching to a plant-based diet and, in my opinion, occasionally eating a piece of salmon, eating grains like millet and quinoa, great stuff for the body. The body responds so well to that and just really appreciates the fact that you're taking care of it that way. So what I'm saying is here that there's many ways to take care of yourself, and there's just many ways to go about it. The question is whether you want to be on medication for the rest of your life, or do you want to take natural supplements, and you want to eat more of a plant-based diet to feel better. I guarantee you that if you start eating a plant-based diet and you start to just change in your own way and start moving towards a natural way of doing things, that you'll start to feel a lot better. I can guarantee you that, and you'll probably make less trips to the doctor, and you won't feel like so much like almost like a hypochondriac would. And you'll start to feel much better. You'll start to feel more confident, more positive about who you are, and just overall feel better about life. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for allowing me to have this time to share this information with you today. My name is Andre Ditto, and this is Ditto Fitness. Once again, please keep tuning in. I'm on Thursday nights at 8:30, and I hope to see you soon. And I will have plenty of guests with some terrific information to share with you. And namaste, and remember, your health is my concern.